I don't want to be a dead horse about appraisals, but I just had this happen yesterday, so I wanted to talk about it. Okay, my appraisal comes in low. What's next? What can we do at this point? We just found that out with one of our buyers. It came in $60,000 low, which is a very large gap to bridge. So what I first do is review the appraisal report. I look and see what comparable sales did they use. Does everything look correct that he put in about the subject property? And can I support it with more sales? That's what the bank really wants to see. If I can say, well, why didn't he use 123 Main Street and 123 First Street? Those are both good comparables and maybe better than the ones the appraiser used. Secondly, I always look at the time of sale adjustment because the appraiser will put together a market analysis to let the bank know, okay, I think it's an appreciating market, it's a declining market, or it's a stable market. In this particular case, the appraiser said that it was a stable market, which we all know is not true. It's very, very quickly appreciating market. So that's going to be one of my points of attack on my rebuttal. So what I'll do is put together a sheet and say, okay, we should use those 3 sales that I added, and also the time of sale adjustment is really necessary if you're using a sale that had a contract date of November and now here we are almost in June. In my opinion, that's an outdated sale and really shouldn't even be considered. So then the lender will go ahead and submit this back to the bank. It usually takes about 3 days for review, and they'll come back to us and either say your rebuttal was denied, or we're considering either changing the value, putting another appraisal together. There's a lot of options at that point. So I'm always going to give it a go. If not, since my clients did still have their appraisal contingency intact, they are able to cancel. We could get their deposit. I know they don't want to cancel, but that is why that safety net is there. So I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to see if we can make that gap smaller. And worst case scenario, my client and I are back on the streets looking for another house.